Welcome to the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, your trusted source for expert guidance on aging safely and independently. Whether you're a caregiver, a family member, or a senior looking to stay secure at home and beyond, we've got you covered. From fall prevention and home modifications to financial safety and scam awareness, we provide practical tips to help you or your loved ones live with confidence. Tune in and empower yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate the challenges of aging. Let's make safety simple.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Senior Safety Advice podcast. Today, I'm Esther Kane, and today we're going to talk about a very important and personal subject matter to me. It's mental health and wellness for the elderly. And the reason I say it's personal is because my late husband suffered greatly with anxiety and depression and panic disorders. And my mother also suffered greatly with anxiety. Mental health is a crucial component of overall well-being at any age, but it's especially important as we grow older. Today, I'm going to talk about why mental health matters are so necessary to discuss and to recognize, and the common challenges that older adults face, and some practical ways to support mental wellness in our later lives. So let's start with some eye-opening stats. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 20% of adults age 55 or older experience some type of mental health concern. The most common issues are anxiety, cognitive impairment, and mood disorders like depression. What's particularly concerning is that mental health problems in older adults often go undiagnosed and untreated. And there's a few reasons for this. One, many people, including healthcare providers, mistakenly believe that depression or anxiety are normal parts of aging, but they're not. They don't have to be. Older adults may be reluctant to seek help due to stigma around mental health issues. That certainly was the issue with my late husband and my mother. My mother absolutely denied she'd had anxiety, but she suffered greatly with it for decades. The symptoms of mental health problems in seniors can be very different from those in younger adults, making it even harder to recognize and diagnose. And physical health issues can overshadow or complicate mental health issues. Now, let's talk about some of the unique challenges that can impact mental health in older adults. Social isolation and loneliness. As we age, our social circles often shrink. Friends and family members pass away or move away. Mobility issues can make it even harder to get out and to socialize. And certainly in the last few years, the COVID-19 pandemic only exacerbated the problem for many seniors. Major life changes are another issue that are a challenge that can impact mental health in older adults. Retirement, loss of a spouse, moving out of a long-time home. These are very, very significant life events that can trigger feelings of grief, anxiety, or depression. Now, losing a spouse, retiring and having to move out of a home, being unable to age in place, obviously can cause grief. But if the grief is long, for months, it can turn into chronic and traumatic grief. So I urge any of you that are dealing with that to seek the help of a counselor, but Also, speak with a psychiatrist or your physician for some medication to help you through it. Because the truth is, it's very difficult to speak with a counselor, to open up to a counselor, if you are unable to control your grief. I know that when my husband passed away, I thought I could manage it. I felt that I was managing it, but 7 years later, after he passed away, I fell apart. And it was only because I was holding everything in, not realizing I was holding everything in. And that grief just became overwhelming. Um, I went to see a counselor, but I was in such a state that nothing was going to help. So I needed to take some medication. Lexapro is what I took. And that got me to a place where I could at least speak to someone without falling apart every second. So don't be ashamed. It's medication that can help you get to a point where you can speak with a counselor who can then get you to a point where you can get over, or yeah, you don't really get over grief. You just learn to live with it, like learning to live with a splinter. But my point is, don't let the stigma get to you and keep you from having an amazing life, which you truly can have and you deserve. So, another issue that can impact mental health in older adults is chronic health conditions, of course. Managing ongoing health issues can be extremely stressful and may contribute to feelings of hopelessness and anxiety. I mean, that makes sense to anybody. Cognitive changes, having memory loss or cognitive decline, is frightening, it can be scary, and of course, it can lead to depression and social withdrawal. But don't be afraid, again, to speak to someone about this, especially your physician. Financial stress. Older adults tend to live on a very fixed income in retirement if they haven't saved enough or haven't been able to save enough. That can certainly create financial worries that impact mental well being. If you don't have enough money to purchase medication, or you have to move because you can't afford to stay where you are, all of that obviously can cause a great deal of stress, anxiety, depression. It's very crucial to recognize that these challenges don't have to lead to poor mental health. There are many ways to support mental wellness in older adults. So let's explore some of them. One, you absolutely want to stay socially connected. Even though I know it's very difficult because your friends and family will tend to move or pass on. My mom-in-law lived to 100, almost 102, and she told me many times that the hardest part about growing older was losing everybody. So you want to encourage seniors and yourself, of course, to maintain relationships with family and friends and make new friends, volunteer, join organizations, church, continue working if you can. Technology can help if you have difficulty getting out of the home. Video calls, social media, online communities can definitely help to bridge some of these physical distances. You want to stay as physically active as possible. Regular exercise has tremendous benefits for both physical and mental health. Even gentle activities like walking or chair yoga make a very big difference. There are many, many YouTube videos online where you can practice chair yoga and gentle exercises. And you want to engage in meaningful activities, hobbies, volunteering, learning new skills, mentoring. These can all provide a sense of purpose and accomplishment, and that is so very important. I encourage everyone to continue working as long as possible because that sense of purpose and sense of meaning is so beneficial for your mental health. You want to practice mindfulness, relaxation techniques. There are many wonderful podcasts, again, YouTube videos that can help you to do all of this. Meditation, deep breathing exercises, gentle stretching, all of these help to manage stress and anxiety. And of course, you want to maintain a healthy diet. Good nutrition always supports both physical and mental health. And you want to speak to your physician. He or she can possibly refer you to a nutritionist to help you if you have trouble with identifying what a good diet may be for you. You want to get enough sleep. That is often not a problem with older adults. The problem is sleeping long enough. I know that as I'm getting older, and of course, having to deal with my husband's passing definitely disrupted my sleep. I tend to sleep in bits and pieces throughout the day and night. Sleep problems are very common in older adults. Don't think that they're not. So if you feel like you have to take a nap during the day, certainly do that. Regular health checkups are very important. I don't think I have to mention that, but I do want to. Hopefully, your physician is asking you about your mental health, but don't hesitate to talk to your physician about any issues that you may be having. And if you haven't seen a counselor, I urge you to find one that you can speak with, even if it's online. Now, let's talk about if you're a family member of a senior person who may be dealing with anxiety or depression. How can you give them support? One, you want to stay connected. Regular check ins, whether in person or by phone or video call, definitely make a big difference. I spoke with my mom-in-law often throughout the week, and as she got older, I spoke with her more than once or twice a week because staying connected was so very important for her, and it certainly made me feel wonderful to speak with her. Now that she's passed, I miss those talks. You want to listen without judgment. You want to create a safe space for seniors to express their feelings and concerns. You want to listen more than talk, for sure. You want to encourage professional help when needed. Take away the stigma of seeing someone. A lot of older adults still see seeing a counselor as um, a failing of some kind. I know my mother did, but it truly is not. If you need a physician for physical problems, you certainly need a counselor for any mental health problems. You want to help with practical matters, things like, assisting them with transportation to medical appointments, helping to set up technology for social connections or to make a safer home, or even just lend a hand with household tasks. Anything that you can do to help them feel more connected and taken care of and wanted and needed. You want to educate yourself about common mental health issues in older adults. I so regret not knowing enough about depression and anxiety when my husband became extremely ill with those diseases, illnesses. And I encourage everyone to learn as much as you can about them because there is a lot to learn about them. You want to promote independence. You want to support seniors in maintaining as much independence as possible, which of course can boost self esteem and overall well being. This would be true for anyone at any age. And you definitely want to be patient because managing mental health in someone else is very challenging and frustrating. It's something you can't see. It's not like a broken limb or a bruise. You can't see it, but it definitely is something that is affecting them harshly, for sure. It's important to recognize when professional help is needed, and this could be anything. It could be persistent, sad, anxious, or an empty mood. It could be withdrawal from social activities. It could be feelings of hopelessness, guilt, worthlessness, or helplessness, irritability, restlessness, or having trouble sitting still, difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions, a change in sleep patterns, a change in behavior, in mood, change in appetite, weight gain or weight loss, aches or pains, headaches, cramps, digestive problems without any clear physical cause, thoughts of death or suicide. I will say a lot of older adults that experience symptoms of IBS, diarrhea, constipation, all of those can certainly be a sign of depression, anxiety. I mean, if you notice these signs persisting for more than 2 weeks, it's important to encourage your senior loved one to seek help from a healthcare provider or a mental health provider. Mental health conditions are not necessarily a normal part of aging, but they are a very common part of aging, and they are treatable. With the right support and care, older adults can maintain very good mental health and enjoy a wonderful quality of life well into their later years. So, as I wrap up today's episode, I want to emphasize that mental health is just as important as physical health at any age. By staying aware, supportive, and proactive, we can help ourselves and older adults in our lives to maintain good mental health and wellness. You know, my husband was a physician assistant, but before that, he was a psychologist for many years. And he would often come home and tell me that the majority of people coming to see him weren't really coming to see him for physical problems, although they were demonstrating physical problems. He said the reality was that they were coming in to see him for psychological problems. And all of these were manifesting into physical problems. So even though we can't see mental health issues with our eyes, hopefully if you can listen and if you're aware enough of what the symptoms are, you will be able to see them and help yourself and your senior loved one to live the best life possible. All right, I want to thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. If you found this information helpful, please share it with others who might benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more insights on healthy aging and on how to help care for senior loved ones. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other. See you next time.
That's it for today's episode of the Senior Safety Advice Podcast, helping you and your loved ones stay safe, independent, and informed. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe and share it with others who could benefit. For more expert tips and resources, visit seniorsafetyadvice.com. And remember, staying safe starts with staying informed. Until next time, take care and stay safe.